Hello, we are live. I'm teacher Kelly Tagg, and with me is Elizabeth from Teach Me Truth. Hello.
Hello.
So I interviewed her about a year ago when she was first starting this company. When I go back to edit this later, I'll put like a card or something. So give us a little update. What has happened since last year when I interviewed you?
Oh, so much, I think. I feel like anytime you're starting a new platform, you're kind of learning as you go and making mistakes and changing them and trying new tactics and things like that. So I would say for the first 6 months, it was like a struggle, even on the technology side of things, me trying to figure out like how everything works. And so the last 6 months, it has really taken off. Everything's growing steadily. I told you it's profitable now, even though it's a nonprofit. You know what I mean? It's like making money. And so I've been able to put more money into it for like advertising and things like this and growing it. I can now have 200 teachers, by the way. So before I could only have 20. So now I'm bumped up to 200. And every month the traffic is increasing, which is really exciting. I don't know about Facebook and Instagram. I don't even know how many followers I have there, but I know that my website traffic is increasing. So that's really exciting.
Well, that's great. And so that sounds like if any teachers tried to apply in the past and maybe she was at capacity, maybe now is the time to try again. So also one thing I wanted to bring up is that you ended up merging with Road to Success, right?
Yeah, so Road to Success closed down, and then some of their teachers came over with us, and some of them I think are still working on their pre-recorded like flex/self-paced content. Not all of them came over because some of them were only doing lives and they didn't want to do like self-paced stuff. I don't know. So yeah, some of them did. And then I was also co-owner of Nuggets of Wisdom, who is the same owner of Roads to Success. And I just recently, like this past week, stopped doing that. And so Nat is like all on her own. She needs help if anybody wants to help her. I feel super bad. I just don't have the time for it. It's really time consuming, but I still am a huge advocate for, share your any worksheets you have on Nuggets of Wisdom, because she does pay 80%, which is huge. Like with Teachers Pay Teachers, you only get like this tiny little small fraction, and you get 80% with her, which is huge.
Oh, that's great. So I really like the way that you and her came together and helped each other, because you were really competitors, because you both started both of the companies around the same time and you could have competed, but you came together instead.
Yeah.
And I love that. So then you guys created Nuggets of Wisdom together. Okay. That is great. That's great.
Created that together. So she reached out to me. We had like a Zoom chat meeting. We prayed together. We were both like kind of stressed out about our websites. Not like no one has everything all figured out. Like we all have different strengths and weaknesses and things like that. So it's trying to find people to help us also that can help with like the tech side of things, or that's really good with organization. It's really good with creativity, to fill those needs. And I think it really came together well. I wish that I could somehow merge like Nuggets of Wisdom and Teach Me Truth to have like all the classes and worksheets on one website. Right now, that's not possible, but I have a link on there like 4 nuggets.
I love that. Here, Kathy said, I love the cooperation instead of competition. Same. I think only in the Christian realm, Yes, and maybe that gives me an idea. Maybe I'll go to Nuggets of Wisdom, because I have had no desire to ever do Teachers Pay Teachers, too much competition. I don't do that many worksheets, but if I just have a few to sell, I'd rather go to like a smaller Christian-based platform. Okay, so let's see. Tell us about what kind of classes are on there and what types of growth have you seen in the past year?
There's been a lot of changes. Like I was saying, probably since May, we've had a lot more self-paced courses added. We don't have a lot of live classes yet. So those are growing, but slowly. And then it's also kind of by request at this point. So if people want private tutoring, then we can set that up. Or sorry, I got distracted by that.
Sorry.
And then I have semester live courses that I do, and I will promote those like months in advance, like my science explosion ones right there, my Bible class. I have a teacher, she does like gaming classes and homesteading classes, and all kinds of things as far as that goes. But yeah, we're just constantly adding new classes. I think I mentioned that I have this husband and wife couple that are creating creation science courses, which I'm really excited about. I just checked back with them like a couple days ago. They're working super hard on all their content, and they'll also be making workbooks and worksheets that will be sold on Nuggets of Wisdom separately as well. So
okay, that's great. And I was just scrolling through some of the classes. I've seen friends of mine. I know you were also, so sometimes Jen, you're referencing other things just so people know in case they didn't see the other interviews. But she was also interviewed by Cindy Bennett and Evelyn. So some of this, if you've already seen those interviews, might be repeat, but just in case some people didn't. Okay, so here, my course, I saw my course up here. I have a government class. So hey.
Such a good one. Oh, it's such a good in-depth course. And I love
Thank
an
you.
in-depth course that is from a Christian perspective. You're not going to get a whole bunch of wonky backwards government teaching. I think that's really important.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's great. Okay, so let's go into the teacher side of things. And I'm going to put in the chat that form you gave me for teachers to fill out. Tell us what you're looking for, who you're hiring.
So I'm really excited that I just finished my first teacher's course. So I have a lot of self-paced flex courses, but this was the first one that I made for teachers. So it was kind of weird. I had to tone down my like silly teaching.
Yeah.
Don't be too weird. Don't be too weird. These are adults you're talking to. So right. I just finished that course, I think like last week. And so I shared it. It's a 4-part course, just like if you were to take a flex class, with all of my like tips and things for how to make reoccurring like passive income with your self-paced courses, just like all the tips that I've used and things that I've been recently asked. So that is absolutely free. If anyone wants to use it as a tool, it's there. And then there's also a Google form link there to apply. So as far as what I'm looking for, this morning I was just thinking I really need someone to teach critical thinking skills. And I would love to go after some of the really big hot button, super controversial topics. Like I want this to be a place that's super bold and has the truth out there for kids. And I'm talking like homosexuality, transgenderism, abortion, like all of these hot button issues. And to present them and be able to have a community where, learners can talk back and forth about those issues, and, come to an understanding of their own, not just being like, this is what we believe and you should believe the same thing, but let's think about this logically and why, and, really engaging those the self-thinking process, independent thinking, I guess I should say. So that is what I'm looking for. If anyone wants to tackle those issues in a super bold and maybe like apologetics, that kind of thing would be really cool. Something that OutSchool just put out, I don't know if you saw this, but from their research, they were saying that people are looking for life skills is like huge right now. And anything that says after school for the fall, they're looking for like anything in the title or subtitle that says like after school, whatever. What was the other one? Oh, tutoring. Tutoring is huge right now too. So, but yes, as far as that, we don't have that much on the site. So there's still a lot of room. There isn't a lot of competition right now for classes.
Right, for Christian classes. I think teaching critical thinking is really good because I was working in a Christian school last year before I went full-time in the public school. And I gave them some critical thinking questions from the book. And they came to class saying, well, I didn't understand. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find the answer in the book. And I had to say, like, no, this is critical thinking. This is you taking from the book and giving your own opinion. The answer's not in the book.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I know. So they really didn't know how to think from themselves.
Wow.
And then actually later today, I have a guest coming on who was in a really high controlling, labeled as Christian church where they didn't let you think on your own or like rebuked and ostracized you if you just ask questions. So I love the fact that you want the kids to ask questions and, you know, come to the conclusions for themselves. Love that.
Yeah.
And then I watched our old episode last year before doing this one. And I had forgotten about this, but you also allow teachers to do webinars and blog posts.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So the blog, I feel like I'm just now starting to do more at the blog. I was always kind of like, okay, the blog's there, you know, I need to use the blog. But it really can be used as a tool because the more we blog as teachers, the more traffic it will bring to the site. And then it's really cool to word things in a way that's like educational, that can be beneficial to someone. And then at the same time, you can plug your course. So instead of just being like, here's an advertisement for my course, you're actually doing something educational about the topic and then saying, you know, here's my course also. So it's a really good tool for advertising and, you know, getting more enrollments and things like that. So that, and then what was the other question? The blog and then, the webinars.
Yes.
So the webinars are available. So it's like a one-to-many option that I don't know if OutSchool has or not. I thought they did in a minute. Okay, so there is that option. And then the webinars, there's two different styles. So one is not interactive at all. And you can have, you know, like hundreds of students and you can just give like a presentation, basically. Like maybe if you want to do like a science presentation or whatever it is. And then the other one is one-to-many, but it is interactive. So you just have to be really careful with that one because you don't know how many people you're going to get.
Right.
But it's a cool option if you wanted to charge like maybe a little less and then have more students in there. I did a couple of these in the very beginning that I did for free just to get, you know, attention and awareness for the site when it was first starting out. And I did some science classes and things that were interactive. So that's cool. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of teachers that do those webinars?
No, I'm the only one that's ever done that.
Yeah. I had totally forgotten about it till I rewatched that video because I remember even last year when I interviewed you, I said, because I have some ideas like I could, you know, do something about government or within, I would say by January, we're going to start talking about the 2024 elections. So
that would be super exciting.
Yes.
Awesome. And then you also have all ages. I kind of forgot to mention that. So you can have like a mother-daughter class or whatever. So it is all ages. It's not just like K through 12.
Oh, good to know. So, okay, that is really good to know. Yes. And then actually I created like the class, but then never created the videos of an election class. So, you know, I'd like to, I'm going to try to make it my goal to create that before January. Yes. And I kind of wish now that I went back full time that I could like teach that live because that would be a fun class to teach live, like while you're going through, you know, start in January with the primaries and okay, what are the primaries and go through it up to inauguration day. So Annie, I'm getting so many ideas now that I'm talking to you.
That's super exciting. That stuff excites me so much.
So is there anything that you'd like people to know that we didn't already mention about the website, classes, teaching, anything?
Well, I am hiring new teachers, like I was saying. As far as people that applied before, I'm definitely open to more teachers now, whereas before I only had room for 20 spots. And so I was trying to get teachers to post like more classes. And some teachers couldn't because they're like, there's just no way, I don't have time for that. I only have like 2 classes or whatever. So I am able to add those types of people now. We still have a need for different time zones because I'm in Eastern Standard Time Zone, and so are several of my teachers are like all in Eastern. So I am looking for other time zones. Yeah, so I'm just really excited about what God has done, like where He has taken the website. It's really cool to see it growing. And anytime I get stressed or frustrated, I just have to give it to Him because it's not mine. It is not mine. I give it to Lord God. So if anything goes wrong, I'm like, okay, Lord, fix your website. Help me out here.
Right. And I think I heard you mention this either in one of the other live streams you did this week or last year, but like are you still only hiring from the US and Canada?
Yeah, so I think I'm able to hire from other countries as well. I would just have to look into that. Like when I looked into it, hi Evelyn. When I looked into that, I want to say last year, I was able to hire people from the UK. I can hire people from like South Africa or whatever. As far as like being a 1099, I just send them their money and they have to deal with their own taxes. So.
Okay. That's fair. Yes. That's fair.
Good luck with your taxes, guys.
Yes. And I see your kids are needing you. So perfect timing. We're about time to
child around.
Yeah.
4 kids and
understandable.
I'm surprised there aren't like chickens and all sorts of things around me right now.
Well, thanks for coming on and like good luck. I know you persevere, through this, and I know it's going to be successful. There's definitely a need, people want to do classes that are Christian based, and you're not allowed to do that in the public school, at out school, so this is great.
There definitely is a need for it, and I'm really encouraged that it is growing, like I said. So I'm hopeful at this point and excited. And I just so appreciate you for interviewing me again and having me out, taking the time out to do this. So thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone who was here live, Evelyn and Kathy, and bye, whoever watches later. See ya.